It is officially part 4 of my predictions of the 2018 NASCAR season, and so far, I'll admit I've made quite a few bold decisions on who I see winning, but I do not want to retract any of my picks. I really do feel as though my picks so far are accurate. However, there's still a lot of good drivers who have not found success. Will that change in part 4? Well, let's find out now. Race number 19, the Quaker State 400 at Kentucky Speedway. Located literally right in the middle of almost nothing off an interstate, the Kentucky Speedway offers a taste of excitement into the small area of the Bluegrass State for one Cup Series weekend each year. NASCAR has been racing at Kentucky since 2000. However, the NASCAR Cup Series did not race here until 2011. Since then, only 4 drivers have been able to win at Kentucky since 2011. Brad Keselowski has the most number of wins at Kentucky with 3, and Kyle Busch is second with 2 wins to his career. Although Martin Truex Jr., the defending winner at Kentucky, certainly has the best mile-and-a-half program in NASCAR, there has never been a driver claim consecutive victories in the Cup Series at Kentucky, and I do not see that happening now. However, I predict that the first winner at Kentucky, Kyle Busch, will have what it takes in 2018 to even the score with Brad Keselowski, and Kyle Busch will win his 3rd race at Kentucky Speedway, also claiming his 3rd win of 2018. Race number 20, the New Hampshire 301 at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. New Hampshire is another one of those tracks that nobody has ever really seemed dominant at, and in 2018, this will be the first year since 1996 that there has not been 2 race weekends, as its usual second date of the season has been replaced for a second date at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. However, we still have to decide on one winner, and my pick is somebody who has usually ran very well here, even if he hasn't ever really been dominant, but he has had 2 victories here over his career, and that driver is Kevin Harvick. You can't keep a good horse down long, and you can't go a long time without Happy Harvick finding victory lane. I think it's finally time at New Hampshire, and Kevin Harvick is going to get his first win of 2018 at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Race number 21, the Overton's 400 at Pocono Raceway. When we were last here at Pocono, I predicted that Ryan Blaney would pick up another victory at Pocono. Well, when you look back to that first win, there was one driver hot on his tail trying to spoil the party, and that driver was Kevin Harvick, last week's winner at New Hampshire. Believe it or not, Kevin Harvick has never won a race at Pocono in a Cup Series. Well, until now. In the second race at Pocono, I predict that Kevin Harvick is going to win the race, and he will become the first driver of 2018 to win consecutive races. Kevin Harvick gets his second win of 2018 at Pocono. Good job, Kevin. Race number 22, and bear with me because this one's got a weird name. The Go Bowling at the Glen. Yeah, they haven't released a number for it yet, and I think that's a little awkward just myself. But that's at Watkins Glen International. Slide to the left, slide to the right. I'm sorry. I won't ever do that again. Once again, we are road course racing in NASCAR. Watkins Glen is the second of 3 road course races during the 2018 NASCAR season, and this is anyone's guess of who can win. At Sonoma, I predicted AJ Allmendinger to win. However, I don't see him winning again at Watkins Glen. I do think he will run well though. Most of your Watkins Glen's greats like Jeff Gordon, Marcus Ambrose, Juan Pablo Montoya, and Tony Stewart have all already moved on from NASCAR. So now it's harder to pick a true favorite there. 2 of my favorite races at Watkins Glen had almost identical finishes to them. In 2011 and 2012, it came down to a grueling battle between Marcus Ambrose, Kyle Busch, and Brad Keselowski. And either way, there were some kind of shenanigans at the end, and Marcus Ambrose would come out and win both of those races. But the other 2 involved are still here, and both have ran very well at Watkins Glen. Kyle Busch has even won here 2 times. Brad Keselowski, however, has not, until now. I am predicting another close battle between Busch and Keselowski, this time with Brad Keselowski walking away with the trophy. Brad Keselowski makes things work and wins his second race of 2018 and his first victory at Watkins Glen. Race number 23, the Fall Cup race at Michigan International Speedway. Michigan again. This is where it gets difficult. Can you really bet against Kyle Larson here now? I mean, at this point, the target on Kyle Larson's back at Michigan is as big as the target that Ronda Rousey has on Asuka's undefeated streak in the WWE. However, I think I'm not going with Kyle Larson. Ever since the strong start to the year, the Hendrick cars have really not shown their muscle anymore. Well, I think one of them is going to find some strength here once again. In 2016, when Kyle Larson won his first race here at Michigan, he had to beat another young driver, Chase Elliott. I think this could be the one where Chase Elliott runs well and ends the streak of Kyle Larson at Michigan, and Chase Elliott collects his 3rd win of 2018. Race number 24, the Bass Pro Shops NRA Night Race at Bristol Motor Speedway. By the time this race comes around, that will mean one thing. I have now been engaged for a year come this race, as I proposed to my fiancée before the 2017 running of this race. One driver who I'm sure we should watch is Kyle Busch once again. However, he's never won more than 2 races consecutively at Bristol, and I predicted he'd win here in the spring. So, I don't think he's going to win. He does now have a teammate who ran very strong here a year ago, and was close to winning last year in the 77 car. He also has a couple of wins here in the Xfinity Series, and I am willing to predict that Eric Jones is going to pick up his first career win in the night race at Bristol. I know another great driver who got their first win at Bristol, and he happened to end up winning 7 Cup Series championships. We just have to wait and see on that one. And that concludes part 4 of my predictions. The season is getting good. We have 2 more races until the playoffs begin, and only 2 more spots open in the playoffs. Can anyone else punch their ticket into the playoffs? Well, to find out, you're going to have to hit that subscribe button, also hit the like button while you're at it, and leave a comment down below on what you think so far. I'll see you for part 5, and we are about to go full throttle into the playoffs.